moving down here. Let's talk about some JUCO stuff, some college stuff. Like, I just wanted to give a big shout out to Lakeland. They did ultimately lose in the JUCO World Series, but just they made it pretty far, and they upset like multiple teams, including like John A. Logan before they got to the World Series, and then some like higher seeds in the World Series. So just a big shout out to Lakeland for doing what they did this year. It was really cool to see it. I know we were all rooting for them just as the Illinois school at the JUCO World Series, but cool stuff there for Lakeland.
Yep. Shout out Julio Godinez. That's a heck of a run, and I just feel like they continue to get better ever since he took over. And clearly, this year making the World Series is one heck of a run. Something Lakeland hadn't done forever, Gavin, when I was reading into it and all. So, yeah, congrats to them.
And I mean, they're doing a good job with recruiting too. Like, just seeing the guys that they're bringing in, like, man, they might be good for years to come still, especially with the staff that they have, and it's good to see.
Yeah, it's hard. At JUCO and even any level of college baseball now, it's like you just constantly have to reload. You lose so many guys every year with this transfer portal, and JUCO baseball is like that every year anyway. But it's all about reloading, and like the minute you take a breath or take your foot off the gas, you're going to feel it in college baseball right now. So I'm sure Julio's going to be working all summer, get him back to the state games, hopefully get him some guys to recruit again. Because I know last fall he was leading the way. Lakeland was leading the way in state game, in state game commitments. So we'll bring some players for him to see again this summer.
Yeah. But Drew, I see you have a nugget on Murray State here as well. If you want to get in on that,
I just thought the regionals taking place in D1 baseball right now were really cool across the country. A lot of good stuff. A lot of the series went to like that Monday, winner take all type of Game 7 feel to it. So I was locked in on that Murray State game playing Ole Miss. They jumped out to a huge lead. And then Ole Miss was, charging back, hit a couple big home runs, made it 12-11. But Murray State got this huge performance out of the pen. I think it was from Graham Kellum, and he was at the University of St. Francis in Indiana. I was on their website today. So it looks like a guy that was a portal guy or transferred in, but threw huge innings for them. But what caught my eye and why I wanted to bring up some of these teams, Gavin, was just the Illinois representation on these teams. So like Murray State, first off, like shout out to Dan Skirka, the head coach there, because I know Murray State doesn't have, the beautiful resources that a lot of these other programs have. So for them to make a super regional, first time in school history, huge shout out to him. They, for a long time, they didn't really have like a second paid assistant down there at Murray. I know things have changed a little bit to make the situation better, but Dan's got to wear a lot of hats in that program. But speaking of Illinois guys just on that roster, like Jack Wajda, he was a Providence arm a couple years back. He's on that team. You've got freshman Jackson Ugo from Andrews on that team. You got two guys from Mater Dei down south, Breeze Mater Dei on that team. Also like Will Vierling, really good left-handed bat. I liked out of Wisconsin that went to Louisville out of high school. He's at Murray State now. So just thought that was really, really cool. Wanted to shout them out. But like Louisville advancing as well in the Vanderbilt regional, Gavin. And I know we were talking about Ethan Eberle because he got a start and looked really good. And then there's just a ton of Illinois guys on that Louisville squad. Eddie King, Jake Monroe, Zion Rose, Ethan Eberle, Parker Detmers, TJ Schlageter, Brennan Cutts, like the list goes on and on.
So I pulled this up, Drew.
Yeah.
I saw that 3 guys from Louisville's team, 4 guys, but 3 of them were Illinois, guys from Illinois, made the region all-tournament team. And that was Ethan Eberle, 2 guys. Ethan Eberle, and then the regional MVP was Eddie King.
Yeah.
And then in that Wright State game, I had it on for a few innings, and watching Eberle pitch, he was like dealing, like his slider or slurve, whatever he calls it, sweeper. That thing is disgusting. It's exactly like what we had seen before, and he's still just getting guys out at the college level. But he threw 6.1 innings, struck out 11, and didn't allow a run. So as a freshman in a regional, like that was super, super impressive to see.
I'd love to see that. It's like carried over for him into college because he always struck guys out in Illinois in high school. But you never like, is it the competition? Is it just he's playing 3A baseball or whatever it may be, some 4A baseball, facing teams in Central Illinois? A little different than playing guys in a regional. And like you said, just to have that composure to do that on that stage, man. Congrats to Ethan Eberle. He's a guy we've seen for a long, long time. He was a future gamer, but we knew him well before that as well. And then Arizona was another team, Gavin. Like they've got Illinois representation on their roster as well. Brennan Summerhill, Tony Pluta, like his numbers are crazy good. He threw 32 innings, gave up 20 hits, walked 5 guys, struck out 31 so far in the year, and has a 1.39 ERA. Casey Hintz has thrown 49 innings for them. Both Casey Hintz and Tony Pluta went to St. Viator. They're Viator grads. Wright State here. I see somebody's got a nugget on Wright State. What do you got there?
Well, I had to shout out the
Absolutely.
the school near the hometown, but yeah, they made history. I know they ended up losing to Louisville, but they eliminated Vandy in Vandy's regional. Vandy was the number 1 national seed, and it's the first time the number 1 national seed has not made it to a regional final. So
I did not know
pretty
that.
crazy. Yeah,
Interesting.
It's nuts, but there is some Illinois flavor on that Wright State team. They got Dane Thomas out of Marist, Hunter Warren out of Moline, and then Malachi Peplanis out of Huntley. So just want to shout that out as well.
Man, Dane Thomas has been there a while. He was a speedy left-handed hitting outfielder a while back for Marist. And Hunter Warren, I think Gavin, he was a guy we were talking about.
Yes.
He was like close to leading their team in hitting towards the end of the year, and I was a little bit blown away because he's still young there as well. I think he was a 23 grad. And then Malachi Peplanis, I mean, he was a longtime starter for Huntley as well. A guy another guy that was a future gamer. So just awesome to see all the Illinois flavor, making some pushes for these programs, going to super regionals. Like they're 2 wins away from going to the World Series now. So we may see a lot of guys over there in Omaha. At least I'll be rooting for that. But Illinois is strong. It's, strong in the pro levels, strong in the big leagues, but really strong across all of college baseball as well.
I will say, having done this now this is my, I think, 2.5, 3 years or whatever, coming up on 3 years potentially. It's really cool getting to like watch college baseball and just see so many players that I had either seen or like we talked about in our rankings calls, things like that, or at events. Like it's getting to that point for me at least now where it's just kind of they're mixing into the college level, which is really cool to see.